What's up, Suns fans? The game has just ended. The Spurs win back-to-back games, and the Suns are on a 2-game losing streak. They lose to the Spurs, 132 to 121. Both games were at home, and yeah, you definitely don't want to drop home games, especially with the Suns being pretty good at home. You know, they win most of the time there, but Suns dropped this one. And now this was a roller coaster. This was up and down. It started off very bad. First initial thoughts, you know, they were just getting outworked. The Suns were getting outworked. The Spurs came in. They had a lot of hustle. They were closing in on defense. And that does make a difference when you're a more physical team. And the Suns, you know, I saw some more issues in terms of miscommunication, not just at the beginning of the game, but just through the entirety of the game. Switching on defense wasn't there. I saw it with the centers. And you know what? Let's pause for a moment and talk about Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, 38 points tonight, career high. He's going to be a special player. We all know that. And man, he can shoot from anywhere. And you know, I'm your unbiased and realistic Suns fan, so it's early on in the season. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to be bad. I'm not going to say that we should be concerned at this moment after ending Game 5 going into Game 6. But Wembanyama, man, he is a mismatch. I mean, he was hitting threes. He was hitting from the mid-range. He was getting offensive rebounds. He's a menace, and he just played an incredible game tonight. And you know, the NBA is like that, man. Like, basketball's like that. When you have a talented player, a generational talent like Wembanyama, we've seen it time and time again with other players. It's just, you know, they're gonna get theirs. They're just gonna get their buckets, and they're gonna score. And it's just a matter of scoring more than them. There's nothing that you can do defensively, and it's just insane that he's 19 years old and he's doing this. That's insane. But you know, he was hitting these shots, and I just couldn't be mad. I'm like, that's a good shot. That's a great shot. I can't be mad. Hand was in his face, and he still made that. And anybody that we put on them, I mean, you can get mad about Eubanks not being on him, Nurkic not being on him. Point is, like, Wembanyama was just hot tonight. He was going to make those shots. But regardless, the Suns had a chance. They had a chance. They tied it up 116-116. Devin Booker went off. It was his first home game of the season after missing the past couple of games. Hasn't played since the first game against the Warriors. Devin Booker, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, a wasted triple-double tonight. I'm telling you, man, Devin Booker has elevated his game. We know he can score. We know he can get buckets. But him as a passer was incredible tonight. Did you see some of the passes he was making to get everyone involved? And he was involving everyone, and he was the primary reason why they came back and why it was tied 116-116. Now, I got problems with how the end of the game happened. Devin Booker is your hottest player at that moment. I don't expect to give him the ball because obviously Kevin Durant's coming off the bench. You want Kevin Durant to close the game, hopefully. And he didn't, unfortunately. And you know, I'll call him out on that. He had a couple of big shots. He missed a three-pointer. He missed a mid-range. Those are 5 points. It's still relatively close at that point. He didn't make them. And those are his shots. And they were relatively open. Those are shots that we've seen him make, and he just didn't make them. So we got to call him out for that. Like, he's got to be better. Booker ignited the flame for this team to come back. And it was KD's opportunity to close it, to go in there and be the closer, and we just couldn't, and they couldn't. And that was disappointing to see, although he did have 28 points tonight. But I'm not going to push the panic button yet. It's Game 5, so everyone chill out. Yes, it sucks losing back-to-back games, not only to the Spurs, but, you know, at home. We're 2-3. We're one game under 500, and now we're going to have to go to Philadelphia and play the 76ers. And yes, a wasted triple-double is tough. But I got to give kudos to Vogel. He changed things up. He felt the tempo of the game. He took out Okogie, played Yuta Watanabe more. He took out Nurkic, who was struggling tonight, brought in Eubanks, who brought out... So at least we got a coach who's understanding the tempo of the game and changing these things. And what I saw again, too, a lot of miscommunication with the switches defensively and offensively as well. Just a lot of miscommunications, not enough communication happening inside the paint when Wembanyama was going down there. And I think that's something that will be fixed over time with these guys playing more and more. But obviously, overall disappointed. I think the Suns had an opportunity here, but I'm not going to go crazy losing Game 5 and being 2-3. It'll come together, and I think we got the right guys. I mean, you look at the game from a couple of nights ago on Halloween. I didn't cover that. Obviously, we were busy that night, but it was a foul. It was a foul. I mean, if they win that game, you're looking at this game and you split the game with the Spurs. I mean, how do you feel at that point? Like, that's the NBA. The margin's super thin, and we got a good team. Just relax. We got good players. I like the way our role players have been playing. Grayson Allen, 16 points. Eubanks had 13 points. Bates Diop got in on the fun tonight, coming off the bench and had 13 points tonight. So we got good depth. It's just a matter of it coming together. And if this is how our team looks without Beal just yet, I'm in a comfortable spot. You're going to lose some. You're going to win some. And hopefully this team develops some more chemistry as the season goes on and we don't have incidences like we did tonight. 14 turnovers. That's just gonna be something that you see when a team doesn't have chemistry yet. The more we get into the later in the season, you'll see those turnovers come down, the miscommunication come down, and you'll see this team be a little bit better. So, not pushing the panic button, but I do want to know what you guys think. Are you concerned after Game 5 and being 2-3 and dropping back-to-back games against the Spurs at home in Phoenix? Let me know down below. Let's chat about it, and I'll see you guys next video.